What's up guys, it's Cowdsy here, and in today's video we have the brand new Pixel Blade update. It comes with a bunch of new weapons, a bunch of new armors, as well as World 4, the long anticipated Crimson Abyss. Now, today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 best weapons from Crimson Abyss, so you know what weapons you should absolutely grind for and then use. Now, coming in at number 5, we have the Echo of the Slain. Now, this is an extremely overpowered weapon, considering it's not a legendary, and it's the only non-legendary on this list. It allows you to go into an alternate dimension, hit a bunch of enemies, and then leave. Now, you can enter it and exit it essentially whenever you want. There's like a 0.2% cooldown on the ability, so it's essentially like no cooldown. However, there is a sacrifice, and that is a big theme this world, on World 4. You're going to be sacrificing your health, your speed, your max health for these abilities. It's not like the World 3, 2, or 1 weapons where you could just use your abilities and spam them willy-nilly with no consequences. No, now there are consequences. Now coming in, we have the number 4 weapon. We're going to have the Bat Axe. Now, with the Bat Axe, I'm gonna show you the ability here once it cools down. It is an extremely tanky weapon. What do I mean by this? You're going to be able to take down tanks extremely easily. Think of it as like the Titan of World 4. Not because it absorbs anything, but because of its ability. So let's look at the ability. So you jump and you do a big smash, sort of like how the Titan does, but that's not all. What you do is you release 6 bats that will go and attack all of your enemies. So it's almost like the Titan and the Stellar kind of had like a baby or something like that, because you have sort of, here, we're going to do the ability again. You can see all the bats go and hit all 4 enemies, sort of like how the Stellar attacks 4 enemies, but then you have the big Titan Slam. Now, yes, you're not absorbing anybody's abilities or damage to be able to deal the damage yourself. You're just able to deal the damage yourself. Now, coming in, we have number 3. We're going to have the Eye of the Smite. Now, the Eye of the Smite is sort of like World 4's Ice Spear. So, obviously, as you guys know, Ice Spear is extremely good in Nightmare Tundra. I'm going to be making a video trying to use Nightmare Tundra weapons on World 4. You will see the result of that. However, when it comes to the Eye of the Smite, the reason it's at number 3 is because it's kind of like the Ice Spear of World 4. I mean, I'm going to use the ability here. That's a really good ability, including that it stuns the enemies, including that it does a bunch of damage when you're just using it normally. I mean, mine's only level 2. Look at this damage. I mean, level 2 Ice Spear could never compete. Think of this as like the legendary older brother of the Ice Spear, which is extremely good at taking out mobs. I'm going to use the ability one more time just so you can kind of see what it looks like. I mean, look at that damage. I mean, that was probably, what, 3,000 damage, something like that, in probably the span of 2 seconds. And then look at that cooldown. That's not a crazy bad cooldown. I mean, get recovery 4 and have a power ring. You're going to be able to spam that extremely fast, probably as fast as people get the solar, down to like just 0.5 seconds. But coming in at number 2, we have the rarest weapon in the game right now. This is going to be the Hellscape scythe. Now, because it's the rarest weapon in the game, and when I say rarest, I mean even rarer than Skywatcher. Skywatcher, I think, was an 8.4% chance to get from a legendary chest. This is only a 6% chance to get from a legendary chest, so extremely rare. But the reason this is coming in at number 2 is because of its overpowered ability. Now, because it's the rarest weapon in the game, I only have it at level 1. I've only gotten it once. However, the Molten ability is extremely overpowered. I have seen other people with this scythe using the ability, and it's an extremely overpowered ability, and I can't wait to show you guys it once mine is fully upgraded to level 2. But it does a really good amount of crit chance for a base weapon, has a very good amount of knockback, and overall the damage is relatively good considering how fast you can swing the scythe. A lot of other scythes are relatively slow. I mean, this one's pretty fast. Not too bad. But yeah, the ability really shows why it's the rarest weapon in the game. But now, coming to our number 1 spot, we have the Blood Moon. Now, remember when I was telling you guys earlier about sacrifices in this game being the main theme of World 4? This is the main theme of this weapon. Now, I'm not currently able to use the ability for another 15 seconds. However, as you can see, it does a lot of damage. Now, I'm sure you guys see that I'm healing. That is actually not the sword. It is the armor. Now, I am going to go on to the blood armor and showcase that as well. Not as a part of my top 5, but just to show you guys that it is extremely overpowered. Now, one of the overpowered parts of the sword is its ability, and it probably has the most unique ability that I have seen in this game before, because it really shows you the definition of sacrifice. Now, I'm going to use it, and as you can see, it just, I kind of have speed, It just kind of seems, very nice, very kind. Okay, I get speed, I get some health, maybe a damage increase. However, that is not the full case. So we're going to go into a game real quick of normal Crimson Abyss. So let's go into normal Crimson Abyss real quick. And I'm going to show you guys what this truly means, to sacrifice here. So we're going to go down here and just take a look at my max health. All right, so take a look at my max health. So I'm going to use the ability and then get hit by some mobs. So let's use the ability and let's get hit by mobs and stuff. All right. So look at that. My max health is going down. Look at how far it's going down by. And the reason it's going down, and here I think I'm just going to sacrifice. I'm going to have them end me here. The reason it's going down is because the sacrifice of this ability is it actually takes away your max health when you're using it. So if you spam the ability, if you're an ability spammer, and hey, I'm one of those people too, but to all those ability spammers out there, if you want to spam this ability, you're going to end up trying to get the final boss with 200 health. And I've experienced that many times using this weapon. But yeah, you're going to be trying to get the final boss with 200 health, and it's going to be a nightmare. So it's really about balance, and I really do like the direction they've gone with abilities in the game, because I do honestly think it was a little, okay, maybe it was a little unbalanced. Everybody could just spam their abilities with 0.5 seconds and no drawbacks at all. But I think now the direction they're going in is extremely good, because look at my max health. it is tanking, so you definitely need to be careful using the sword, because the second you use that ability, your max health is going to be going down. Now, keep in mind, you can also gain the health back extremely fast using the armor, which I'm going to showcase. So you guys are going to be able to see that soon. But yeah, my max health just tanks, and it really just goes to show that, yeah, the ability is not something to mess around with. So I'm going to back out here. Actually, I can just end the video here. To be completely honest, I don't have to go back to the lobby. So just to go over the ability of the armor, this isn't in my top 5 list. You guys just got my top 5 list. But the ability of the armor is actually really nice as well. I do think it is the best armor in the game by far. Essentially, you get lifesteal from the armor, which I think you guys were kind of seeing when I was using the test dummies in the lobby, as well as just the enemies here. You essentially deal bleed damage, and then whatever bleed damage you deal, you get back. I think bleed damage is a new concept in World 4. I don't remember it in any of the other worlds. But with bleed damage, you are essentially getting back, the blood that the other enemies are sacrificing in terms of health, which I think is really cool. But yeah, comment down below if you guys have had any luck getting the brand new rarest weapon, the Hellscape. And then also comment down below if you're enjoying the new World 4. What do you guys think of it? Me personally, I think at first I kind of thought it was just kind of reskinned enemies. But then when I got further on and I saw like the Eyes of Cthulhu, and then I also saw sort of like the boss mechanics and the voice acting, I really thought they did do a really good job. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.